to the Real Estate Show with Pat Lopez, where we talk everything real estate. Today, my guest is Sebrina Mejias from RE/MAX Access. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. You got the real deal going on here. So impressive. Check it out.
Camera action.
Yeah, for sure. What's up?
Okay. I always start off all my shows by asking, how did you get started in real estate? So tell me your story.
Okay. I got started in real estate back in 2016. I was part-time then for the first 6 months. I was a manager in business services at an orthopedic firm. I managed about over 40 individuals, and I always had interest in real estate. And I said to myself, if I didn't do it now, there's always a best time to jump into anything, but I need to do it now because I don't want to ever have regrets and think the what ifs. So I jumped in and I did it. And I was part-time for 6 months before I went full-time, and it's worked out. I've been since.
Perfect. So 100% jumped right in.
For sure.
Both feet,
Yes.
throw the kid in the deep end.
Yes.
Sink or swim.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I set myself goals to the age that I wanted to be in real estate by. And once you set your goals, you have to stick to them.
Okay, great. So now, what does your book of business look like? Is it primarily buyers, sellers, an even mix?
Initially, it was all buyers, of course. Now that I've been in the business for 8+ years, I definitely sellers I'm getting right now. Right now, I would say I'm pretty mixed at the moment, especially now with interest rates getting better.
Right.
And more buyers are absolutely coming to the table, but my book of business is mixed right now.
Okay, great. Now, since you brought up interest rates, let's jump right into that subject.
Let's
go. Interest rates have come down. This year they were somewhere around 7.25, 7.5, maybe at the high. Now they're floating around 6.5 or so, depending on credit score, down payment, all that,
Of course.
as a disclosure, right? So what are your buyers telling you? Because obviously you're saying more of them are stepping up. So
Yes.
tell me what that looks like and those conversations.
I feel like whenever the interest rates definitely drop, even a slight niche, buyers definitely jump in because they feel like they're getting a deal when they don't even realize sometimes it's almost the same,
Right.
but they feel as though they're getting that deal. So they're just jumping in now that they see interest rates have gone down.
Right.
And I like to keep communication out there with my previous clients and new clients and on social media. So I'm always open and give that invitation for all to come, whether they want to now that interest rates are lower or not. So,
Okay, now let me ask you this question, because when you say something, it just triggers me.
on to the next.
To the next thought.
Yeah.
Now, do you have like a CRM? How do you follow up with your past?
A CRM is so super important. When I first started, I'm thinking my phone is my CRM. No. That doesn't work. You need a true CRM to communicate with your clients. As far as I reach out usually quarterly and give them updates on where the market is and the areas, as far as how many homes have sold, etc. Estimated sale price and so forth. And then birthdays, I'm in touch with them personally. I reach out to them. I call them or text them on their birthdays. I usually jot down notes as far as how many children they have. And so I always have my little notepad or notes that I put little things, and CRMs are extremely important, extremely important to keep in touch with them.
Okay, so now you're saying you're contacting 3 to 4 times a year, like
Correct.
every quarter or so.
Yes.
You're reaching out. Now, your CRM is also touching in between that as well, like just
Holidays.
Okay.
Yep. Regular standard holidays is my CRM that usually goes out there besides the newsletter, and then a personal touch of a birthday and so forth. Yeah.
And then when you also mentioned where you get market updates, is that a phone call conversation or is that through?
That's usually, for myself, it's usually my newsletter, and then congratulating previous clients who just purchased or sold within that quarter. So that's usually touch with the newsletter, but then you get engagement of people emailing back and saying, so what do you think? And what is the forecast then? But that's how you keep people engaged and realizing that you are still there as their agent.
So let's take a deep dive into the CRM.
Let's go deep dive.
Now, what kind of response do you get? Have you tracked it? Or are you saying that, hey, every 3 months when you're contacting, your past clients, are you seeing that they're giving you referrals? what does that look like? Do you have numbers concrete or?
So being in the business 8 years now, referrals is most of my business. I would say 98% of my business is all referrals. And I can contribute that to the constant communication that I have with my clients, letting them know I am still here. So referral base is and the CRM contributes to that.
Okay, perfect. Okay, now let's jump into, I see you on social media.
Yes.
I comment all the time.
You do. Thank you for the support. I'm not as fancy as you. I really need to step it up, but.
And the funny thing is when you turn around and say, oh, you missed last week.
I love the accountability. I love the accountability.
So you have a segment, Did You Know?
I do.
How did that come about and what kind of topics and how long has that been going?
Okay, so my Did You Know came about, I would say 5 years ago, but I haven't been consistent with it in the past couple years. So having accountability by people who actually see it and say, hey, what happened to it? I missed it. You didn't have it. That shows me that people are watching it.
Right.
I do know that individuals, it is very helpful for them. It came about 5 years ago because I was in Myrtle Beach for a year, and I practiced out there as well in real estate. And that brokerage down there challenged me and said, what can you do to come out of your comfort zone that you're not comfortable with,
right,
that is going to help you in the future? You're not going to like it right now, but so I thought, pictures is not my thing,
right,
videos is not my thing, but here I am today with Patrick. Right. But so I said, that's my challenge. My challenge is to video myself. What can I provide and how can I set myself aside from other real estate agents, and what can you gain working with me specifically? Right. So that's how my Did You Knows came out.
Okay. And they're as short as a minute, it's not.
Yes, I don't want them long because even when I'm watching videos, I don't want to see anything extremely long. It just takes my interest. So I do quick, anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes, hopefully 3 minutes my most. Okay. And I just like giving education on the processes of real estate.
Now, last thing on that. Do you find that you're going to start running out of topics for that?
No, never in this industry.
Perfect. So do you take inspiration by, hey, a client asking you a question,
yes,
and then you turn around, oh, that's the Did You Know?
100%. Okay. So I have my own notebook of everything that I want to talk about for the next 52 weeks for my real estate in the Did You Knows. And I try to go through right now I'm on the buyer side. Buyer side, what is it and how is it to purchase a home? Did you know this about the real estate side and what goes on? Did you know this about mortgage? So those topics, and then in between, if an engagement happens with someone and I'm like, oh, that's where the idea comes in, I could do a Did You Know about that? So I'll break up my segments of my going on how it is to purchase a home, and I'll break it up and do something of an idea that came up or something that someone mentioned, whatever I feel like is going to be helpful for a consumer.
Right, and it's just giving knowledge.
Yes, I love teaching.
Right, and then also just being in front of people.
100%.
Yeah. You on social media, they're not going to forget you.
Yeah. I also teach at NKCDC. I don't know if you know that as well, but I love to teach there as well because it's first-time home buyers, and I want people to feel empowered going through the process. And how can they do that but then being educated, where then they feel empowered and inspired to be able to purchase a home, because it's not the easiest thing for some.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump subjects now. And this question is the NAR settlement.
I was waiting for this.
Waiting. So
I knew it would come up.
There's changes for buyers and sellers.
For sure. Yes.
Changes for buyers and sellers. So what are your conversations like? And are people bringing it up, or you're just explaining and it's really a nothing burger?
So I find that the consumer for me is not bringing it up. It's as if they were unaware of anything. So with me, I've always, before even showing a home, did a consumer notice and a buyer agency agreement. I say agreement because it sounds a little better than contract. For individuals, it's not as much of a scarier word, but I've always done that from the beginning. Now, of course, it's implemented that it has to be done prior to you doing it. So me explaining it to my clients is never and has never been an issue because I'm used to doing it. So for some, it's, a little different for them, but we'll get over the hump. Right.
So, and you're not the first. I speak to a lot of agents, and they're saying that for the most part, people aren't even bringing it up. And what's funny is, us being in the industry, it's super, in front of our face.
Right.
But for the general public, it's like, they don't know.
It's like the unknown.
Yeah, they don't even look at it.
So we're the ones making it more of a big deal than what it needs to be at times.
And as long as, like you just mentioned, as long as you educate, inform, explain, it's really not a big deal.
Correct. I agree.
Okay. So for you, no big deal with that, and you're comfortable with the rules and everything. Some people said they're a little bit apprehensive about it.
No, I'm comfortable with the rules because you have to educate yourself in order for you to inform others, right? So I am okay with it, and you just have to follow what your broker is saying. So follow the brokerage, and then you will have no problem. Believe in the process. If you're fighting the process all the time, then you're not going to believe in it, and you're only going to come across problems. Believe in the process. It's changes that happened. We need to deal with it and just move forward.
And let me elaborate, because you said something that's super, super important.
Yeah.
There's many ways to skin a cat. So you could have a broker that says,
we don't want to do that, though, guys. That's a disclaimer.
There's some brokerages that turn around and they don't want broker-to-broker compensation, although it's allowed.
Yes.
It's part of the settlement, and it's part of PAR's forms, and in other brokers. So it's really more up to the broker and in what your comfort level is, as long as you fall in all the rules.
Correct. And you're going to have other agents that are unfamiliar or don't know how to deal with the process. And if anything, you should just try to coach them and help them through it, instead of each of us maybe making fun of one, or, you don't know what you're talking about, getting frustrated. No, we're in this industry together. We want to see everyone excel. So let's just help the next person and just move forward. We're going to have a lot of differences. There's going to be everyone that's going to have differences, but move forward in a positive way, and it should go smoothly.
Okay, so last question, and then I'm going to ask for your contact information. So
you
if
got
get a hold of you,
of course,
they can do that. So would you say the biggest secret sauce that you have is educating and communicating with your clients is the biggest value add that you offer?
100%. That is, and it helps to keep your process streamlined and more seamless when it comes down to going under contract than it is if you don't educate them and be transparent from the beginning. So transparency, honesty from the beginning is number one for me, 100%.
Perfect. Now, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, because you do buy and sell, like you deal with sellers and buyers, how would they do that?
So my phone number is 215, guys, 485-0250.
Hold on, it wasn't for the guys. It's guys and girls and everybody.
Disclaimer, my guys is females and males, sorry. So for everyone out there, yes, my phone number is 215-485-0250. My website is buysellwithsebrina.com, and then I'm on Facebook and Instagram, social media. You can find me at Sebrina Mejias, and log on, guys.
There you go. Well, that's the Real Estate Show with Pat Lopez. Sebrina, once again, thanks for being on the show.
Sure.
Okay. And be sure to follow the show on Facebook and Instagram and subscribe below. I have great guests coming on all the time, sharing their insight, their knowledge. Okay.
He's the real deal, guys.
Also, if you have a comment, please leave a comment and tell me some show topics you'd like me to cover in the future. Remember, the show's everything real estate, no limits. Hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.